Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's talk Wyoming Seminary swimming. The boys and the girls. Phil Mercatili, the head coach. Well, Phil, very successful year there at SEM, and I'm sure you're really excited. A few days away from the state championships.
Yeah, we've been working hard all year. The kids are ready. The snowstorm coming up is going to put an interesting spin on things, but we're just trying to keep our mind right and get 2 championships and compete to our best ability.
Well, a lot of the effort has been from a foreign exchange student. We'll get to him coming up shortly. Let's talk about some of the homegrown talent, and over on the ladies' side, there's really some nice talent and some young talent there at Wyoming Seminary.
Yeah, our girls' team is very young. I mean, this year we only had 3 seniors, and we only have 1 junior. Now Tara's obviously a great swimmer and someone we're going to miss, but, we have her next year, but she's our only junior. The majority of our girls right now are all freshmen and sophomores, and that really looks to kind of how we're going to be over the next couple years, and I think it's very promising. Even this year, we had 1 freshman with 2 third places, and that's a lot of points in districts. We had another freshman who got 3rd in the 50, and I think 5th, I think she got 5th in the 100 freestyle, and so it speaks to kind of just, the work these kids put in, even right from the get-go, right when they're, first here at school, and their ability to perform right away.
Student athletes sometimes will resist a little bit of the tough training, and then others will eventually embrace it and say, we got to continue to work hard. Talk a little bit about what it's like there at Wyoming Seminary and trying to get kids to buy in. It doesn't matter what sport it is, but you want your kids to buy in and make sure that they're working hard. I know sometimes swimmers, they kind of resist a little bit of the dry land training. I think it's just kind of how they're bred, so to speak. They love that water and love the pool, what you do. But to give us a couple examples of things you go through with student athletes.
Yeah, it's pretty much a swimmer thing in general, where what most kids take swimming because go into swimming because they love swimming, and then you try to tell them they have to do stuff on land, and they throw fits. It's somewhat tough for some kids because a lot of kids, most of our kids really, they come here and the academics are obviously number 1 here, and we're really big on that kind of stuff. So, we have a rule where, because of the amount of work we know these kids are doing when they go home, they have, we're not allowed to do morning practices, so we rarely, if ever, do those. And even getting them to spend 2-3 hours a day after school is tough. And I've got kids in the foreign exchange student you mentioned earlier, he plays the violin. I've got another kid who plays the violin and another one who plays viola. So, we're always competing with our music and arts programs, which are very well known. And I have kids who do, try to do mock trials, Model UN. Like, we have all these different things on campus that all these kids are trying to do, and they're, stretched thin as it is, and trying to get them in the water for 3 hours, and then get them on the deck and do some other stuff that they hate to do to start with is never easy.
But the success is good, that's for sure. Phil, talk about the work ethic that you and your wife have, and where swimming was in your life, and what you try to bring out of your student athletes right there at SEM, because you're getting some great results.
Yeah, it's really nice. My wife and I both live on campus in the dorms, and so it's really easy for us to get to practice, and we have a pool that we don't really have to share with anyone, so we can kind of pick and choose times that work the best for as many of our kids as possible. And getting them there is usually the hard part. Once we get them in, most of these kids have that, that killer instinct where they want to get in, they want to work hard. And, there are always days where they don't want to do it, but, my kids will talk a lot about how, we're very much like a family, and we push each other. And when one person's not having a good day, you always have that 2 or 3 other kids in the pool, or even just in your lane, who are going to push you. And they're not gonna take it easy, so you can't take it easy, and it helps keep everyone on the same level. Whereas if if something similar wasn't the case, right, and somebody was let to just sit there, they wouldn't really get the same workout. But having the whole team be as good and hardworking as they are really helps.
Over on the guys' side, that success, and let's talk about you're expecting some medal, maybe some of the highest medal in the state. Let's talk a little bit about what the effort and outlook is coming this week.
Yeah, our guard side this year, we have some immense talents. We've been breaking records throughout the year that are as old as I am or older in some cases, and it's just it's a testament again to how hard they work, and the amount of time they're willing to put into this, because, you know, to be that good, you really need to put the work in. Our medley relay is seeded first by over a second right now. Marcos, our foreign exchange student, is also seeded first in the 100 breaststroke. You know, Stan Zaneski is seeded, I believe, third in the 50 and fourth in the 100 free in the entire state. And especially for our school, these are some of the highest seeds, you know, we've ever had. And if it all goes as planned and we bring home, you know, even one state title in an event, you know, that's going to be something our school is probably, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I remember, you know, we've not experienced anything like that before. And this is probably the best team that's ever come through Wyoming Seminary. And
you're hoping to continue that tradition there at Wyoming Seminary and bring in some new student athletes each and every year. And continued success, Phil. You've really done a tremendous job with your wife, with your program, and we wish you the best at the state championships this week.
Thank you very much.
Wyoming Seminary Swimming, the Blue Knights, here on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.